The Florida Project? What's all that about? Well, I'll tell you. Now then, we are the Don't Tell Show. We make and review gritty, social realist, kitchen sink slice of life, neo-realist type films. We put out a new video every Monday, so if that sounds like your sort of thing, hit the subscribe button and we'll see you there. So first off, I really love Tangerine. It reminded me of that strange sort of 70s subgenre of very edgy sort of exploitation, dirty, slightly porny sort of films with the sort of the wild characters and the absurd dialogue.
Bananas.
Joe, let me suck your cock.
All in a very realist setting, but it sort of contemporised it with this very vibrant visual style, very vibrant and confident, which people seem to miss when they were talking about it being shot on a phone, as if like, oh look, now anyone can go out and make a film on a phone. Like, no, not anyone could have made that film. This person really knew what he was doing and what he wanted to do, and he got it done. Also, the sound recording equipment on that film cost $4,000, and the ability to get clean sound in LA rush hour, priceless. But anyway, this is the Florida Project. Florida Project is a 2017 US realist drama about a 6-year-old girl who lives in an apartment complex with her skeffy mother, who are just trying to keep their heads above water in a sea full of sharks.
I'm not doing extras. I'm dancing for tips. That's what I do.
So the visual style has changed a bit here. It's not as hectic as Tangerine. It's all a bit slower. It's all these sort of steady cam shots, just following these children around, and it's a bit like The Shining. It's all very low, and it's all from their perspective, that is the most notable thing, that it has that child's perspective to it. So it has that sort of hazy summer holiday sort of feel where the sort of elliptical editing adds to that as well. Things are just breezing past, and you like when you used to go and play out when you were a kid, you didn't really know what time it was until you were called in for tea or it got dark. It has that sort of feel to it, that there is no time until something important happens, like Sapphire did as well. It has that really dreamy, hazy summer holiday feel to it, and it just made me think of all those memes that people post all the time about when I was a kid, I did this and I did that and everything was great. Like, everyone thinks that their era was the greatest era to grow up in, and they don't think maybe just childhood was better because your parents shielded you from all the horrible shit like bills.
Can you go talk to her? Tell her to go to the back. In charge here?
Yeah, that's me.
Hi.
Or in this case, the hotel manager shields people from the realities of poverty by telling the food truck to hide round the back. I went to the US in the early 90s, and we were going down the Hollywood Strip. And you drive down the main sort of area, the main touristy bit, and then we got on a coach to go up the Hollywood Hills. It was literally, there was a building and then the car park there. When we went around there, all the coaches there had bullet holes in them. We were, what? That's what it seems like in America. And like when we were getting off the plane, yeah, we're coming down the escalator, and the first thing we saw was this massive picture of Bill Clinton just leering towards us, which I'm sure a lot of people have experienced. And we got to the desk and they went, "Have a nice day," and all this, and I just thought, this is so fake. I hate it. And I'm kind of getting a bit of that vibe from this now, but I also went to Vegas a few years back and thought, this is so fake, I love it. So it's a bit strange. I feel like our country is more, I look at my country now more the way I did the US then, where I see all this people talking about these things that we did in the past and all that, and like none of it exists anymore. It's really strange. There's a strange delusion there about sort of hiding the truth, and this sort of this outward keeping up Hyacinth bouquet appearance sort of thing that I think this film was taking a piss out of. But I didn't connect with it as much because I like it. I like how openly fake a lot of the US is, and how this sort of stiff upper lip that we have. That pisses me off, because why don't just be honest about it? We'll fix things if we are. But the satirical element of it, I understand it's there, and I get it, but it's not what I love about the film. It's the realism of it all.
Buy more than 20, can you give me a discount? This is wholesale.
Mom, what about this one? You could smell like Justin Bieber.
And a lot of the actors in it had never acted before. So that's where you get that from. I've talked about this before, where if you try to get actors to act realistic, they go over the top. This is like this is like in that one Sean Connery, rest in peace, film, The Offence, where he was actually supposed to play a Scottish character, and he goes really over the top. You're like, why have you changed your accent, Sean? What? That's what actors are like when people tell them to to be realistic, they're like, go and improvise. Oh yeah, I can improvise. The American ones, they just say like all the time. They say like and they fumble their lines, and it doesn't change the dialogue, and it doesn't like the thing about realism. You don't need to tell the audience. I say, like, if you're driving down the street and you see someone walking down the path at the side, you don't need to talk to them to build a picture in your head of them. You will make so many judgments straight away about the way they walk. What have they got? They've got an Aldi shopping bag in there with 1 tin of beans in. Do they have long hair? Are they scruffy? You put all that stuff together yourself. You don't need the dialogue to tell you. And I think that when people get non-actors, they have that natural feel to them that they don't need to sell it to the camera. They are just living in that situation. So everything that they do, you are sort of connecting with and looking at, and you're trying harder to get something more out of it. That's what I love about it. That's my views on actors versus non-actors as well. So because of that sort of the naturalism of the child actors, it feels like quadrophenia in a way that when I watch that film, I think like the directors must have been just trying to keep these actors under control, because it looks like they've just gone action and they've gone mental. And it seems the same in this film, that the camera just roams around and follows these kids and lets them go off and do what they like. And they use this apartment complex as their playground, because they can't really go to Disneyland. This is like the poverty version of Disneyland, is this complex. Which is, again, is something we can relate to. Is what we used to go, we used to go riding around, finding places, finding tree houses, stuff like that.
Boring! I watch the news, it's not that boring.
And then there's the mother character who's there. She's supposed to shield them from the darkness, but she doesn't really, because she doesn't give a shit. And what a performance! I mean, I love when people fully commit to playing complete arseholes. There's just something there, because you think. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to get out of it, if that makes sense. That I think a lot of people watch this film and say that character was an asshole and that's it, because they're not trying hard to show a moment where she's redeemed or anything like that. They're just trying hard to show a human character and show every part of her character rather than every part of everything. So there's a moment where she's sweet, or she really loves her kids. Like forcing bits like that in there, it doesn't happen. You see this woman, you kind of understand her and you kind of relate to her, even though you think she's scum. That's a really great, fearless performance to me. It's not trying to do everything. It's fully committing to telling the story of this character, warts and all.
I just wanted to pay you for the week, sir.
It's good.
Duh.
And then we have Willem Dafoe in the mix, who we've seen in big Hollywood films, and we've seen do everything, and this just once again proves that you can drop him in anywhere and he will just bring magic. And like he doesn't play an asshole character, but there are moments where you will disagree with him. He's quite a complex character, and he is sort of stuck between his heart and his work. So there's a real sort of suspense and tension to this character, because you think, is he going to make the right decision? Will I even agree? What is the right decision? Should he be lenient with them, or should he just kick them the fuck out? It's a really complex performance, and it's so, again, it's just so grounded for. I don't think there are many actors that have the sort of range that he does. That he can be in this completely realist setting, but then he can do things like.
You from Texas, Mr. Burrow?
I beg you, protect me by the infinite waters.
Oh, I'm from all over.
So again, he's a character that you sort of respect, even if you disagree with him. And I think that is the greatness of it. Is like Gummo or the films of Gerard Lamprecht. This film, it doesn't judge its characters, and it's not glorifying them. It's not vilifying them. It's just presenting you them. It's just saying this is a reality that's quite close to reality. So do with that what you wish. That's great art. That's great realism.
Grab whatever you want out of there. There you go, guys.
I got the gun.
So the Florida Project, I love the roaming camera work and the colours. The way that it makes this sort of grimy apartment complex look like a wonderland, because that's what it is to the children. I love the realism and the freedom that the child actors were given. The complete commitment to being an anus from the mother. Willem Dafoe's just adaptability to everything. He's just great, isn't he? The satirical element, it's cool. It's cool. It's there. It's not a game changer. It doesn't. It adds something. It makes you think a bit more. But it's the realism of it that I really love. But yeah, it's one of my favourite films. Favourite film beginning with F. Have you seen it? What did you think? And what's your favourite film beginning with F? We are the Don't Tell Show. This was the Florida Project. And I'll see you next Monday for the next video.